We're using CodeSignal throughout our entire interview process. We are using their general coding assessment at the beginning of our interview stage to assess for technical ability. For our other engineering teams, they're also creating custom tests that they're extending to their candidates. And lastly, we're all using their live interview feature to conduct coding interviews.
We're using CodeSignal for all of our technical recruiting hires, everything from new grads to senior engineers.
I typically don't have to look at the resumes, which removes any bias that I would have. We get to send out the tests and just get the results, and then from there we get to move forward with the process really fast.
At the top of the funnel, CodeSignal really helps us with screening the vast pool of applicants. On the training side, it's much easier to onboard new interviewers when we have this standard setup that we can just help them use, and everyone is using the exact same system.
Incorporating CodeSignal into our workflow and our interview process has been very beneficial, not only for us as recruiters, but also our engineers that are taking the time to do the interviewing. By incorporating this into our process, we're able to free up roughly 40 to 60% of our engineers' time.
We switched over to CodeSignal, and we're able to give a very structured coding assessment where a candidate can show their specific skills that they have, and we can assess whether they're a correct fit for the role or not.
I absolutely love how CodeSignal integrates with Greenhouse. Being able to see the scores automatically imported, being able to send out batches of tests is really helpful for our team. And so being able to use CodeSignal at scale has been really helpful in just getting those tests out to all candidates who apply, and then easily being able to track who's coming in, who's meeting the threshold and performing really well.
Probably the key benefit that stands out the most is we have time to include all the other candidates that are typically underrepresented. And therefore, we've increased our pipeline from top of funnel and ultimately had one of our best hiring quarters to date.
So once we implemented CodeSignal, we found a great solution. And now we've seen a better pass-through rate and we've seen better invested time during our on-site process.
We have gotten over 1,000 fresh grad applicants this month alone. And before, we would have to screen all the resumes manually, and we'd send out about 200 tests. And now with CodeSignal, we can just send it out to everyone, and it's more of an automated process.
I really do think CodeSignal allowed us to figure out a really objective way to bring new talent from new sources.
100% of all candidates in the last 12 to 18 months have gone through the CodeSignal process. It's been fundamental to our growth by more than 100% in the last 18 months. And it's allowed us to identify the diamonds in the rough and quickly crank through a very large candidate pool.